Hello everyone and welcome to more How Good Are. Today we're going to talk about the event characters Kanagi and Momoko. They look a bit different than usual, but we're going to talk about Kanagi today to begin with, and probably, like I said, these are some characters that are a bit older. Said this before on other videos. Older characters, we probably know a bunch more stuff about them than we do about the newer characters. But of course, the sprint enhancements are new, and of course, I haven't talked about these characters as well, like in general in these videos at all. But Kanagi is indeed an attack type with 2 Exceldus, 2 Blast Discs, who's got quite a good amount of attack, but her defenses are pretty bad. Pretty bad. But we're going to see what her sort of playstyle is, and I think for her sort of playstyle, having that amount of attack and not that many great defenses is actually totally fine. Her personal gives anti-counter and anti-evade for 1 turn. We're going to see a trend that is going to arise in just a second, but you can probably already guess what it is. Her Connect gives attack up and anti-evade. Her Magia damages 5 random enemies, gives anti-evade to all allies for 1 turn, 100%. Which, by the way, is actually really weird that it's just 1 turn, because of course it counts the turn that you use the Magia in. So first off, if you use this as the very last attack on your turn, it does nothing. Literally, this right here, the anti-evade does nothing, because there's no attack after that, and then the buff just ends. So if you want this to do anything, you have to use it as either the first or the second attack. If you use this as the first attack, then you've got at most, 2 hits from your other characters, or Kanagi yourself if you use more of her discs, that are anti-evade 100%. Which is fine, but it doesn't really do much else. Then it also does this chance of damage cut, which I think I've never actually seen on anything else ever in the entire game, that it's got only a 90% chance to apply this damage cut. But it says, okay, it's not actually the chance that scales. So this will, even at Magia level 5, there's like a 90% chance that it even applies, or something. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me more about how this is supposed to work, because like I said, I've never seen something like this ever on any other character. But yeah, it's a damage cut to self, 80% damage cut, which is really good, makes her stay alive, which is kind of necessary because her defenses are terrible, and you kind of want her to not die if she ever gets hit. That said, if you get her all the way to Magia, she might already be half dead, so I don't know. But yeah, this at least helps keep her alive. Doppel, of course, gives a better damage cut, and it's not guaranteed, weirdly enough. The anti-evade is still 1 turn. I don't know why, just make it better. Just make it better, not 1 turn, what? Her Spirit Enhancement though, what does her Spirit Enhancement do? It actually gives MP gain up. Look at that, we had Kokoro in the last video, not have any like MP gain up in her stuff, even though, was it Kokoro? Yeah, Kokoro don't have any MP gain up in her kit for whatever reason, even though she had 2 Exceldus. Yeah, look at that, we also have 2 Exceldus. We actually get some MP gain up, look at that. Isn't that something? What's we get? We get 35% anti-evade. How is the anti-evade? 15% blast damage cut, amazing. For some reason. She's not tanky at all. This won't do much. This won't protect you much at all. 60% chance to anti-counter, that's also fine. 50% chance to crit. 50% chance to evade. How many more chances do we need? Why is there not a chance to Magia damage up, chance to blast damage up? Who is this? A gambler? Is this Yukika? We haven't even talked about Yukika yet, but we're gonna see that there's a bunch more chances you can have, but there's a whole bunch of chance-based stuff in here, and I don't think I'm a fan of that. I don't think I'm a fan of a character who has so many chance-based abilities in there. But she at least gets like a 20% blast damage up, which is fine. Her active, though, is anti-evade. Who could have guessed that she has anti-evade as well? And blast damage up. Now, it says right here, the blast damage up, 25% to self, 3 turns. This is the anti-evade also for 3 turns. I'm gonna assume yes it is. I don't have her with SE, so I haven't been able to check this out, and no one else could answer me the question either. But I think this is also 3 turns for the anti-evade. So you've got 3 turns of anti-evade for yourself. After that, you've got, well, the ability again in 7 more turns when the cooldown is going to come up. And then for those 7 turns, you've got 35% chance anti-evade. And if you use a Magia, you gain another turn of anti-evade. Not to mention, of course, the Magia itself ignores evade because Magias cannot be evaded. And if you connect to someone else, they got anti-evade. She really, really hates evade. And I know I didn't mention this in the Vampire Kanagi video, but yes, in the Vampire Kanagi, it's all about evading, so regular Kanagi is the vampire hunter to Vampire Kanagi. Go figure. What else does she do though? What else does regular Kanagi do other than punishing enemy evades? Well, she's got good attack, and I guess sometimes she crits and evades. She doesn't really do a whole lot else. If anything, she really is just there to punish enemy evades. If there's ever a quest, or if you're just tired of enemies evading in PvP, you can play her and you're gonna be like, yay, enemies can't evade anymore. But she doesn't do anything else. She's just there. I mean, she looks nice as well. She looks nice, but she doesn't really do much else. So it's kind of a hit and miss, I guess. She never misses, but she's still a hit and miss character in her skill set. Let's move on to Momoko, who is always a miss because it's Momoko. She's a balanced charged gorilla, fire type, who is a girl after all with charged draw, which is actually pretty good. Sadly, and here's something that's actually rather sad, her charge draw has 13 current turns. Why do I keep trying to say current cooldown? 13 turn cooldown. And there are a whole bunch of other charged gorillas, like Rico, for example. A whole bunch of them that, as their personal, have monopolized draw, Tsukuyotsu, too. And monopolized draw, of course, also will draw a charge combo. But not just that, it will draw a Puella charge combo, which of course also will load up that character's Puella. So in most cases, monopolized draw is actually better than charge draw. In most cases, not all of them, but most cases. And those other characters, they have like a 4-turn cooldown on monopolized draw. She has charge draw, which in a lot of cases will be worse than monopolized draw, and it's 13 current cooldown. Why? Why is this cooldown so long? Blast draw also has like a 13 current cooldown. A lot of characters like Final Chart has that. Why? Because monopolized draw, like I say, in most cases monopolized draw is better, but it's only like a 4-turn cooldown on basically any character that has that. I don't know. But keep that in mind that you're gonna use this maybe like once per fight. While other charge gorillas will keep using theirs and keep getting pull out charge combos to load up their connect as well. Ugh, that's not nice. But hey, at least some sort of draw Memoria as a personal is still better than most other characters getting some random stuff for their personal that they don't really need. I mean, do you really need this? You've got 3 turns of anti-evade in the fight anyway. What else does she have? She has decent defense. She actually has pretty good defense. Her attack is at least somewhat workable, and her HP as well. So she's more on the defensive side. What else does she do? She gives attack up on connect, charge attack damage up, and I guess this effect down here as well, which is actually probably the main reason why you play her. If you play Momoko, in most cases, you're playing it to ignore enemy defense, and with the active, I'm going to see later, ignore the damage cut as well. So you're trying to push through enemy defenses by using this connect, which in mirrors will actually be quite fine. In PvE, it kind of really just depends on the enemy quest, of course. Sometimes it'll be really amazing, sometimes not so much. However, if you do actually play a charge team, which with System Momoko might actually be really, really good, this connect will be a lot better, giving both attack up and charge attack damage up. However, also, if you're actually playing a charge team, you're probably playing charge characters with monopolized draw that have 14 current cooldown instead of having 13 current cooldown on charge draw for Momoko herself, which will actually be really, really bad. Like, this is actually really bad in an actual charge team, because guess what? If you're playing a charge team, you probably are going to get a lot of charge combos, and if you aren't, you got monopolized draw. You're kind of seeing where this is going. So her personal doesn't even fit well into charge teams, to be honest. Her Magia, though, look at that. Damage to one enemy, that's bad. Charge damage up to all allies, and blast damage up to all allies. Wow, this is actually quite fine. This is actually quite fine. If you could use this reliably multiple times on a charge team, this would be a really good buff to stack, especially the blast damage up, because the main part about actually succeeding with blasts is with charge is not to just get a whole lot of charges. If you want to succeed with charge, you actually have to use those charges on stuff that kills enemies, most notably blasts. So actually getting those blasts out will be rather important, and this buffs them by quite a lot. However, keep in mind, Momoko herself is a charge gorilla, and getting to Magia as a charge gorilla who doesn't start the battle with MP already is not that simple. It's easier than Blast Gorillas. Sure, it's easier than Blast Gorillas to do that, but still not that easy at all. Like characters that just have 2 Excel discs and 2 Blast discs probably have a better time already. But you can do it, you can do it. And maybe you only need to use this once and do like a single charge amazing combo where you just have like Sister Momoko connect to someone, this Magia has gone off the last turn, and then everyone has these buffs, the Sister Momoko connect goes off, and then everyone just, every enemy just dies immediately, like billions of damage, which would be amazing. So you could make it work at least. What about her Spirit Enhancement? So her Spirit Enhancement has actually been changed from what it originally was. It actually used to be noticeably worse. But this is the updated version. I'm going to tell you what changed, but first off, I'm going to tell you what it actually does. We have charge attack damage up, so just to see up, only 10%, but whatever, doesn't really matter. You're not going to use too many charges up on Momoko herself, probably. You're going to use those charge points up on another character who actually does damage, like a Blast Gorilla, for example. So you don't need you don't need high charge up on her at all, but you want the charge disc damage up. Now, before, she used to actually have 2 charge disc damage up nodes, but both of those were 10%. Now she has 1 for 20%. What did she actually get for that one node? Well, we'll get to that. She has 15% chance to Guardian, which is fine. She's decently tanky, so her being able to Guardian is fine. On just PvE quest, she gets Endure, which is also fine, because on damage cut to be more tanky, so she's actually decently tanky with that defense, so that helps quite a lot. Got the MP gain up and XLMP gain up to at least get to Magia a bit faster, that's also totally fine. 15% chance to defense pierce, more so playing into the idea that Momoko can push through defenses, also pretty good. More charge up doesn't matter too much, and of course her active gives ignore damage cut as well. So if you actually do get to the situation where you are using your charges as Momoko instead of using them on another character, and the enemy happens to have a damage cut, this will be amazing. However, of course, the enemy needs to actually have a damage cut. Otherwise, this is absolutely nothing. And damage cut is not an effect that many enemies have. But once again, if there is like a quest that has it, and you have a Momoko, go ahead and use her, and it's gonna be great, yay. However, of course, the one node that I wanted to talk about, which is the node that she got added through an update, is charge count up +3. Oh, so this one again, charge count plus. Yes, she did get that, which means that if you are doing a charge combo and at least one of those discs in the charge combo is one of Momoko's discs, you will get +3 charge counts from that charge combo. Wow, amazing, awesome. This is actually pretty good. And it's like the one thing that actually kind of saves her, like, overall when you're playing a charge team. So if you're playing a charge team and you want to use Momoko, this kind of saves her, because if she didn't have this, she would actually be not that great for charge teams, because mostly because of her 13 current cooldown on her personal. But yeah, she's actually fine. She's actually fine now with her charge count +3, but still suboptimal compared to other charge coolers that have a personal that gives monopolized draw instead. But yeah, that was that. I'm gonna end the bad timing right here, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and I'll see you guys next time.